Welcome back, decoders, to the channel. Hope you guys are all okay out there tonight. So we got breaking news, and I'll give people a little bit of time to figure out this live stream's even happening, because this was like out of nowhere. I know Joseph Aquaviva is also live right now, so I hate to step on his toes, but I guess we'll wait and see if anyone actually joins this. Let me know, anyone in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if this sounds good. Do we really only have 2 people? We got 12 in the chat now. Breaking news, everyone, as you're getting in. I was literally just preparing a stream for you guys about Biden passing the torch. And as soon as I'm making the stream, the news breaks. And I'm like, oh my goodness, now I have to go live. I was literally making a decode for you guys about Biden passing the torch, how it connects to Kamala Harris. And at the same time I'm making this, my girlfriend tells me that the news just broke that Biden will not seek re-election. So that's the breaking news. Joe Biden drops out of the 2024 presidential race. And we're going to go over this, and we're going to see how this ties with the upcoming Olympics, because they passed the torch, guys. And we're going to talk about how CNN has been foreshadowing this for the last few days and foreshadowing Kamala Harris also. So we're going to look into that. We'll get a few more minutes for people to join in. Please hit the like buttons, guys. This is breaking news. Joseph's also live. And yeah, we're going to decode this on the fly. Biden will not seek re-election. Just breaking. And so again, I've been following CNN for the last 3 days, and I've been following their headlines. And then this article breaks as I was making. Joe Biden says he is not seeking re-election. In a letter posted to X on his official account, Biden says he will speak to the nation later this week in more detail. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, Biden wrote, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. Biden's departure capped off weeks of concern about the 81-year-old president's stamina and mental capabilities. So yeah, anyway, as you can see, guys, on this channel, I've been talking about, Kamala Harris taking over for a while. And again, I was just in the middle of making a decode for you guys showing that they were foreshadowing this, and then the news broke. So let's look first at Biden here. You guys are going to notice that Joe Biden's last birthday, right, was November 20th, 2023. And from his last birthday to the day he announces this is exactly 8 months and 1 day, guys. 8 months and 1 day. Why is that important? Because President Biden equals 81, right? President Biden equals 81. Okay. Today is 8 months and 1 day after his 81st birthday. He just turned 81 years old. And today is 8 months and 1 day after his 81st birthday. And he announces that he's stepping down. So yeah, drops out. He will not seek re-election. Let's see what this equals. Hold on. Again, I'm just decoding on the fly because Biden will not seek re-election. Let's see. Anyways, like I said, this is on the fly, guys. I'm just saying that the very obvious thing here is that 8 months, 1 day after his 81st birthday, the guy who had 81 million votes, right? Remember, Biden had 81 million votes. 81 million votes. Okay. Let's see. Right here, Joe Biden breaks Obama's record for most votes with more than 81 million. Okay. And Biden turned 81 on November 20th, 2023. And today he announces he's stepping back 8 months and 1 day after his birthday. Okay. I also find it interesting that it's 123 days before his next birthday, Joe Biden's next birthday, which is Kamala, right? So Kamala equals 123, and Biden stepping down 123 days before his next birthday. And a lot of people think that it will be Kamala Harris who will be selected as the next nominee. But notice that it's 91 days before Kamala's birthday today, and 9 months and 1 day before after Kamala's last birthday. So that's interesting. But yeah. So again, if you guys are just getting in, the big news: Biden steps down 8 months and 1 day after his birthday, his 81st birthday. Again, he's right here, the 81-year-old president. Okay. So how perfect that it's 8 months and 1 day after his birthday and he steps down. But again, guys, I was making this decode about Kamala and Biden before this news broke. So let me show what I was showing you guys, what I was getting ready to prepare for you guys before this news even broke. Okay. Also, another thing to mention here is that Biden is stepping down exactly 35 weeks after his 81st birthday. 35 weeks exactly, guys. He is the second Catholic president. Catholic equals 35. Okay. So he's stepping down as the second Catholic president exactly 35 weeks after his birthday. It's also 17 weeks and 4 days before his next birthday. And that's interesting because President Biden, I believe, equals President Joe Biden, I think. Let me look. Yeah, look at that, guys. President Joe Biden stepping down 17 weeks and 4 days before his next birthday. President Joe Biden equals 174. There you go. 174. President Joe Biden stepping down 17 weeks and 4 days before his birthday. Okay, so you got the 81, you got the 17-4, like President Joe Biden. Okay, you got the 1, 2, 3 days, like Kamala, who might replace him. But let me show you what I was working on before this news broke. So let me just show you how I was already seeing this in the cards before the news broke. Okay, and this is all connected to the Olympics because they passed the torch. I'm going to show you how they told us on CNN before this even happened. Of course, we all knew it was coming. But look at this, guys. This is an article from July 19th. Okay? July 19th, guys. I was decoding this earlier before this news broke. Chariots of Fire immortalized. This was the headline. Chariots of Fire, guys. Immortalized in 1924 Paris Olympics, decades since its release, the film has taken a life of its own. Okay, but the main phrase here is Chariots of Fire. Do you see how it's in quotations? Well, that means you need to decode it. So you type in Chariots of Fire in gematria. It equals female president, guys. It equals Kamala Harris. Okay. Again, this article posted July 19th, 2 days before Biden drops out. And Democrats are reaching a consensus if Biden drops out for Kamala Harris. Okay. You guys see this? They were telling us Chariots of Fire equals Kamala Harris equals female president. And look at the logo for the Paris Olympics where they passed the torch. Chariots of Fire, the Olympics, all about the torch passing. Okay. It's a woman. Okay. The torch, the symbol for the Olympics is literally a woman. Do you see the woman's face? You see her hair, right? And you see her lips. And now you see she's in a flame. Here you go. That's the woman in the flame. Okay. It's so obvious, right? And this also connects to, and it came to pass. This is 2 Kings 2:11. Okay. And it came to pass as they went on and talked that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Okay. So again, this was predicted programming just a few days ago. Chariots of Fire equals Kamala Harris, female president. And this referenced a movie called Chariots of Fire about a 1924 Paris Olympics. Okay. Now look at this. This article was just posted hours ago before Biden announced this. Joe Manchin, calls on Biden to drop out of the 2024 election. And look at what he says, guys. Biden under pressure. Independent Senator Joe Manchin joined the growing calls for high-profile Democrats for President Joe Biden to step aside in the 2024 race, telling CNN on Sunday that it's time to pass the torch. In quotations, guys, pass the torch. Okay, I just told you Chariots of Fire, in quotations, equals 152, like Kamala Harris. And then today they post an article where they put in quotations, pass the torch. You type in the phrase, pass the torch. It equals 152, like Kamala Harris, like female president, like Chariots of Fire, like Joe Biden. Okay, so again, what is the chance of that, guys? Here's two different articles posted by CNN before the news broke of Biden stepping down, and both the quotations equal 152, like Kamala Harris, like female president. Chariots of Fire, pass the torch. This is what this is, guys. The picture they put here is him with Kamala standing. Pass the torch, okay? And, of course, just hours later, after this article is released on CNN, the real article comes out saying that Biden has dropped out. He's basically passing the torch, guys. And what do they do in the Olympics? Okay, what do they do in the Olympics? They light the flame and then they pass the torch. Okay, so why do you think this is coming just days before, 5 days before the Olympics in Paris, with the woman as the woman's face in a flame on a logo? Okay, it's so obvious. Today is also the buck moon, yes. So it's also a full moon today. But again, let's talk about the Olympic flame. Please hit the like buttons, guys. Only got 38 likes. Please hit the like buttons. I really appreciate you guys if you do that. Again, I think I'm making it pretty obvious. CNN has been giving us clues for the last 2 days about this coming with this Kamala Harris connection, right? Pass the torch, guys, right here. Pass the torch and Chariots of Fire both equal 152, like female president, like Kamala Harris. And again, the Olympic flame is all connected to the symbolism of the woman. Notice that the Olympic flame is a symbol of the Olympic Games. Its origins trace back to ancient Greeks who maintained a fire burning throughout the celebration of the ancient Olympics. The flame represents peace, unity, and enduring spirit of competition. The lighting of the Olympic flame is performed in the temple of Hera. Now, the goddess Hera is the goddess of women. Okay, so this Olympic flame is performed in a woman's temple, the temple of Hera. And again, the Olympics logo this year is a woman's face in a flame. Okay, and now most likely Biden dropping out is going to make way for Kamala Harris, or possibly even another woman, whether a supposed woman. We know these people maybe aren't even really women, but the reality is that this is the symbolism, right? So again, this is all connected to these Olympics, and it's why it's happening just days before, okay? The flame is ignited using a parabolic mirror to focus the sun's rays, ensuring that the flame is lit in a manner that honors the ancient origins of the Olympics. What is the significance of the Olympic torch relay? The Olympic torch relay represents the passing of Olympic ideals from one generation to the next across different countries and cultures. It culminates in the lighting of the Olympic cauldron at the host city's main stadium, marking the official start of the games. So again, all about this flame passing the torch. Why do you think just a few hours ago they talked about Biden needs to pass the torch, and that equals Kamala Harris and female president and Chariots of Fire? And again, this all connects back to the Greeks, all right? But again, guys, the Olympic flame also connects back to Prometheus, the god of Olympia, who stole fire from the gods, right? The idea for the Olympic flame was derived from the ancient Greek ceremonies where a sacred fire was kept burning through the celebration of the Olympics. In the ancient Greek mythology, fire had divine connotations, and it was thought to have been stolen from the gods by Prometheus. Okay. Sacred fires were present at many ancient Greek sanctuaries, including those of Olympia. Every 4 years, when Zeus was honored, additional fires were lit at his temple and his wife's temple, Hera. Okay, so what a coincidence, guys, that the Olympics is all connected to the flame, and Prometheus, the god who stole fire from Zeus and the gods, his name equals 130, and the flame is called the Olympic flame, which equals 130. So again, you have this clear symbolism of this flame, right? And the woman represents Venus, I believe. Venus, the goddess of love and passion. Passion is fire, guys. The emotion of passion and love is fire, right? So you have to understand that this all connects back to passion and spirit and inspiration and love. And again, a woman, right? Women are usually more associated with being passionate, loving, like romantically, and men can be passionate too. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the god Venus is also connected with. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Susan. What do you guys think that Kamala Harris equals in gematria? Let me show you this. Considering I've been talking about the flame and Kamala Harris, what do you think Kamala Harris equals in gematria? I'll show you. Watch. Kamala Harris. Okay. And eternal flame. Oh, wow. How about that? Just take a step back here for a minute and think, what are the chances that Kamala Harris equals eternal flame in pretty much all 4 ciphers, guys? That's a super match. Okay? Eternal flame 112, 49, 212, 68. Kamala Harris 112, 49, 212, and 86. So again, why is this thing happening right before the Olympics, which is all about the flame, right? Remember the Hunger Games? You remember how at the Girl on Fire Hunger Games? I've talked about this in recent decodes, but do you remember how I told you in my recent decodes about Jennifer Lawrence, who plays the Archer woman, the Girl on Fire, okay, Catching Fire? This is Venus, guys. Passion, love, Venus, okay? And again, for all of you guys who are wondering, like, why I'm talking about this, because in my prior decodes, I've talked about this very thing, this Girl on Fire symbolism, the Olympics. And that's what I'm just pointing to here. And again, the eternal flame, guys, eternal flame equals Kamala Harris. Just in case you guys are just getting in, Kamala Harris equals eternal flame in 4, almost pretty much 4 out of 4 ciphers. Okay. So, and then you have this article posted earlier today. Okay. This is the article from before Biden announced he's dropping out. Manchin calls on Biden to drop out of the 2024 election. And look at how it posted here, guys. It says Biden needs to pass the torch. And they get a picture of Biden with Kamala standing in the background, right? Pass the torch to the new generation. That's what the Olympics pass the torch symbolizes. Passing to the new generation. Okay? The old to the new. The old system to the new system. And again, let's go back to this article that was posted a few days ago called Chariots of Fire, right? Which equals Kamala Devi Harris. Chariots of Fire equals Kamala Devi Harris equals female president. Okay? Pass the torch equals Chariots of Fire equals female president, Kamala Devi Harris, Joe Biden, all equal 152. Okay. Now remember, this movie, Chariots of Fire, was inspired by the film title Bring Me by William Blake, which is the British hymn and unofficial English anthem called Jerusalem. Again, this comes from the Bible, and it comes from the verse 2 Kings 2:11. And here is the Hebrew breakdown. Let me make it bigger for you guys. Here is the Hebrew breakdown of 2 Kings 2:11, okay? It says, suddenly there appeared and talked, and they continued, and it came to pass as the two of them went up between and separated by the fire with horses and a fire of chariot. A chariot of fire, guys, okay? Again, this is the verse. Let me see if I can bring the actual verse so you guys can see. I guess I don't have the actual verse here. Hold on. Here it is, guys. Right here. There's the actual verse. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. All right. So remember that, guys, a whirlwind and fire. Okay. So anyway, if you break down the Hebrew of a chariot of fire, okay, this is the Hebrew meaning, the Strong's Concordance, a chariot of fire, it equals 55 in Hebrew, okay? Now, 55 is a special number, guys, because first of all, yesterday was the 55th anniversary of the moon landing. Joseph Biden also equals 55. Joseph Biden just stepping down. Joe Biden just turned 10 lunar months. Let me show you this. Big shout out to Derek from Gematrinator. The other day on the 19th or 18th, Joe Biden was born on 11/20/1952. That means Joe Biden turned exactly 10 lunar phases a few days ago. So Biden is in his 10 lunar phase. That means the lunar phase is just a measurement of a full phase of the moon, right? Full moon to new moon, right? So Biden just turned 10 lunar phases, right? And now he drops out, right? So watch this. Again, remember, guys, Biden just turned 10 lunar phases, okay? Well, 10 times 10 is 100, okay? I just decoded a chariot of fire from the verse in the Bible that CNN referenced, right? With this article, let me go back to show you guys. They posted this article, Chariots of Fire, a few days ago, right after Biden turned 10 lunar months, right? Chariots of Fire is a reference to this verse, okay? And notice that this reference, the film's title is inspired by Bring Me My Chariot of Fire, okay? From William Blake, okay? So the phrase Bring Me My Chariot of Fire equals 10, guys. I just told you Joe Biden just turned 10 moon phases a few days ago. And then CNN posts this connecting to Bring Me My Chariot of Fire, which equals 10, like Revelation equals 10. Okay. And a Revelation, in Revelation, what they also talk about the cherubim and all this stuff on God's throne, which is connected to this, right? So look at this. I told you that a chariot of fire in Hebrew equals 55, right? Well, 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and the 10th triangular. So there's your 10. And the Olympics in 1924 was in Paris. So 100 years, there's going to be 100 years between the end of the 1924 Paris Olympics and the start of this upcoming Paris Olympics in a few days. 100 years, guys. 10 times 10 is 100. Okay, do you guys get it? Hopefully you guys are understanding this in the chat. Biden just turned 10 lunar phases old, and then he drops out of the race, and CNN posts an article that connects to Bring Me My Chariot of Fire, which equals 10, like Revelation. And again, in the Hebrew, a chariot of fire equals 55, which is the 10th Fibonacci and the 10th triangular. There's your 10. And it's been 100 years since the Paris Olympics of 1924, okay? Just to show you guys one last time. This article talks about the 1924 Paris Olympics. Yes, it's the 33rd. It's also the 33rd Paris Olympics. Okay. This year is the 33rd Paris Olympics. Okay. And it's the games, right? It's a game. It's a political game, right? That's what this all is. Just a few days ago, they released a show called Those About to Die, which also has Roman Colosseum vibes, right? Like, again, like games, Roman games. And look at this, guys. Just a few days ago, right before Biden drops out, the movie Twisters was released. And in this movie, there's a fire tornado, okay? And look at all the articles talking about Kamala and the word swirls. Look, Kamala Harris tough jibe boosting Biden while chatter around her swirls. Harris enters spotlight as questions swirl. Republicans ramp up attacks on Kamala Harris amid swirl. VP Kamala Harris drawing more attention as concerns about Biden's swirl. Okay, so this connects to the tornadoes, guys. Swirling, wind. Okay, wind and fire, the elements. And what's the chances that just a few days ago a movie released called Twisters that has a fire tornado? Okay, and look at this, a fire tornado. This is a screenshot from the movie. Okay, and they're talking about Kamala swirling like a tornado, wind. And I've also just connected her to the eternal flame, right? Kamala Harris equals eternal flame. And why do you think the Trump incident is all about fire as well, guys? Because Trump was kissing the firefighter's uniform, okay? Why do you think that a week ago a fire broke out in France where the Olympics are going to be on a cathedral? You know, a fire breaks out in France. Donald Trump's rally where he gets shot has a firefighter is like the main victim, right? A firefighter. And then there was a historic church in Dallas that just burnt and collapsed. Okay, and remember, JFK connected to Trump and the ASS word, right? Well, JFK was taken out in Dallas, and now you have this historic church in Dallas collapsing because of fire. And in Oregon, the 33rd state, remember, this is the 33rd Olympics, and Oregon is the 33rd state. And there's fires raging all over the 33rd state right now. What are the chances of that? Now, let me show you how this is all connected to Oregon, because the fires in Oregon, right? I told you it's a chariot of fire, right? Chariot of fire, right? Chariot equals 74 and 38. Oregon equals 74 and 38. You see it? And look at what fire equals. Fire equals 38, right? Fire equals 38. Chariot 38, Oregon 38. Right here, fire, Oregon, chariot. And I told you this is all about the chariot of fire. Both equal 38. Okay. Oregon on fire right now, the 33rd state. 17 large fires bring evacuations to Oregon. Okay. Look how it says 88 evacuation orders. Kind of like Oregon equals 88. You see that? You guys see how Oregon equals 88 like Trump? So Oregon equals 88, right? Trump equals 88. And Oregon apparently has 88. It says right here, guys, 88 evacuation orders. Okay. And yeah, so that's just a joke too. But yeah, Trump and Oregon equal 88. Oregon also is known for the Oregon Ducks college football team. And of course, Donald Duck. There's a connection there with Donald Duck and the Oregon Ducks. But the big connection is that Oregon is the 33rd state, and the Olympics is coming up as the 33rd Olympics. Okay. So let me just finish this quick presentation here, guys. So again, you have all the fire symbolism. You have the cathedral in France. You have the church in Dallas. You have the Oregon fires. You have Trump's firefighter. All this connects. And remember last year on 8/8, right? Like Trump, there was the fires and the wind in Maui burning everything up. And now exactly a year later, the Olympics with the flame, the woman on fire, is going to be going on again. That's why, guys, exactly a year later, after all these big fires, you have this event, right? And remember, I told you guys a few days ago, Katy Perry released a music video called Woman's World. Okay, and Woman's World is connected to, again, the woman on fire. But look at how this music video ends, guys. It ends with a woman sitting on a scooter with a flamethrower. Okay, so they just showed this a week ago. Okay, so here's all your fire symbolism. You have your Trump thing, you have your Oregon, you have your Dallas, you have your France, all on fire. And then you have last year's fires coinciding with this year and the Olympics. And then you have Woman's World in the flame. It's just so obvious. And again, let me go back to the main point here. For those of you just getting in, CNN posted this article 2 days ago, Chariots of Fire, which equals Kamala Harris and female president. Then they posted this article, Democrats are reaching a consensus if Biden drops out, Kamala Harris. Okay. They were reaching a consensus that Kamala Harris would be the pick. And Manchin just today, Joe Manchin calls for Biden to drop out, and he says, pass the torch. Pass the torch equals Chariots of Fire, female president, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, all with the same number, 152. Okay. And remember how I started this stream. Breaking news, Biden drops out. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not going to make this stream much longer because I know Joseph Aquaviva is also streaming. But yeah, Biden has dropped out. He drops out 8 months and 1 day after his last birthday. Biden's 81 years old right now. Okay. So here you go. Biden's 81 years old. He drops out 8 months and 1 day after his birthday. He had 81 million votes. President Biden equals 81. Whoops. President Biden, 81. Okay. All right, let me jump into the chat for a minute and see what you guys have to say. Again, I was working on this presentation about the fire as the news broke. So again, I didn't have time to finish. I just decided to jump on, and I didn't even have time to finish this decode, guys, this flame decode. But I figured now is any time better time to jump on and break the news to you guys. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Bomb Fia says they might pull a fast one and unalive Kamala Harris in order to prevent Trump from becoming president. I mean, that would be interesting. That's a wild theory, but that would be interesting. That would be a lot of chaos. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Please hit the like buttons, guys, if you're just getting in. Let's get those likes to 100 before I end it. And again, President Biden, 81. He drops out 8 months and 1 day after his 81st birthday. There's probably more. I haven't had time to really look into anything else. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see how many days after his inauguration. Oh, I mean, there you go. The beast reigns for 42 months, guys. Look at that. How about that? So Biden, it took 42 total months for Biden to drop out and from his inauguration, okay? 42 months, guys. So today is 42 months and 1 day, okay, since Biden was inaugurated. And that's interesting because if Kamala does take over as his, Kamala equals 42. And remember in the Bible, this 42 months, the beast reigns for 42 months. So that's also interesting. But it's 1279 days. So yeah, there's probably more to find, guys, but make sure you guys go over to Joseph Aquaviva's channel, and he's probably live. I think he's live right now. So anyway, I've been talking about this on my channel for a while. You know, I've been saying that Kamala Harris could possibly take over. Now, this doesn't mean she's taking over as president, but she might be taking over as the candidate, but we don't even know for sure yet. We'll see what happens. I'm not predicting that she will, but they've been saying that on CNN that she's the most likely candidate. So, but again, I think it's pretty obvious that CNN was foreshadowing Kamala Harris with their headlines. You know, again, just to show you guys, Biden needs to pass the torch, right? Pass the torch equals Kamala Harris. So we'll see. Thank you, Sojourn. Thank you, Gematria. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you, Betty. Thank you guys so much all for joining in. And again, guys, as I get off the stream here, please go over and check out Joseph Aquaviva 222, his live stream. He's going to be breaking it down, I'm sure. And with that being said, I think we'll just go ahead and end that. And I'm sure I'll have another decode for you guys as this stuff, you know, matures. And we'll see what comes of it. But again, guys, please hit the like button as you're leaving. And also, I'm getting ready to leave Germany here soon because I have to leave. So if you guys want to support the channel, I could really appreciate the support right now. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link. I also have a Cash App. So if you guys want to support, you guys can always do that. But the best way to support the channel is just hit the like button. And again, we'll keep you guys updated. Please head over to Joseph's video, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. God bless. And take care.